Welcome to In Good Company, where relationships drive results, with your host, Lisa Kilray. In each episode, we explore how great leaders build trust, inspire teams, and turn meaningful connections into real success.
Welcome back to In Good Company, where relationships drive results. This podcast is where we explore the relationships, leadership lessons, and business stories behind successful companies and careers. I'm your host, Lisa Kilray, president of WSI eResults, where we help manufacturing and industrial companies grow through SEO, AI visibility, and digital strategy. Today, I'm joined by Joe Lengson, marketing director at NEMO Power Tools, a company that has carved out a very unique niche with cordless submersible power tools built to operate underwater and in harsh environments. Joe brings a diverse background spanning film production, manufacturing, marketing, and business operations. After spending 2 decades in the film industry, he transitioned into the manufacturing world, where he helped scale Grabo into a globally recognized brand. Today, he focuses on driving growth through operational efficiency, strong customer relationships, and practical, people-focused leadership. Joe, welcome to the show.
Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for having me. Very excited to be here and talk about myself for the next 30 minutes.
Awesome. We're glad to have you. Before we dive into the company and learning more about NEMO Power Tools, why don't you give listeners a little background on yourself and your role at NEMO Power Tools?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, and that gave me a very Southern California creative, fun, easy background and foundation. So I grew up uh, being very artistic and creative. I was always playing around with cameras, playing music, having fun. And that really did give me a really great jumping off point to get into film. I was already in California. Um, Originally, right after college, I was playing music in a global touring musical group. That was a weird thing
Awesome.
that I did for several years. It was very fun, but because I had the luxury of traveling and I had been interested in film and photography, I had this global portfolio of musicians, cultures, travel, locations, people. It was this crazy portfolio that a lot of people don't really get to, especially so early in life. So I came back to Los Angeles and I immediately started getting work in film and Hollywood. And that took me to New York City, where I started working for a lot of huge publications and magazines, Vogue and Vanity Fair, New York Times. And I was extremely young. But because I had this luxury of this massive portfolio, everybody wanted to hire me. And because I was the guy that had this reputation of doing good work, uh, working with brands, and having this edge to me because I come from the music world, a lot of brands wanted to work with me with their product photography. And that kind of gave me the diving board into marketing, because what is film and photo? It's working with the marketing team. It's not
Right.
just taking pictures of yourself or your animals. It's let's just say hypothetically, if I have this product right here, this company might need photos or videos for their marketing team and advertising campaign. So that is how I got into this whole crazy global marketing and sales world.
Awesome. So that was probably going to be one of my first questions. Say, how did this film glamorous life turn into moving into manufacturing and marketing in a corporate setting, not fashion oriented, no Vogue, none of that. Although I'm sure some of your underwater photography is pretty cool for this product that you guys manufacture and sell. Um, how, what attracted you and got you into the manufacturing part of business, and in particular, Nemo?
Yeah. So I worked in Hollywood for many, many years. and I kind of made my name in the product and commercial space. A lot of 30-second TV ads that you'd see between uh, whatever TV show you're watching, or maybe if you're watching even on Hulu or Amazon or something. I shot a lot of those ads over the last 15 years. Um, Big brands, Nike, Starbucks, Target, um, Sprite. Like I've shot a lot of different big companies'
Mhm.
ads. And because I found marketing so fascinating, it's not just taking a picture. It is, what do you do with the picture? How do you get that photo out into the world? It goes back, and if you peel the layers back, you start to think, okay, there's somebody that made this product and we need to generate sales. Marketing, it's spending money, but before that, you either need some venture capitalists, you need to be bootstrapped, you need sales to fund the marketing. So I got deeper and deeper into that world, and I started shooting for a lot of products and brands that took me outside of the Hollywood glamour and fashion. And I started shooting for construction companies and workwear. And I just kind of had this almost aha moment that there's big money in a not so glamorous world. You think about construction, it's not very attractive, it's not very sexy.
No.
So it is a huge industry, though. And when I was looking online for, I had an agent at the time that was giving me assignments. Joe, you're going to go shoot this. Joe, you're going to go do that. Joe, you're going to go do this. I came across another construction power tool company, and it led me in this wormhole, and I found NEMO Power Tools. NEMO Power Tools was a startup at the time. Um, the only cordless underwater power tool brand that almost nobody knows or cares about what that is, unless you're a really small niche in the world, need this product. And being from California and I've traveled all over, I love the idea of being able to photograph or film in or around or even under the water. And I've always had that proclivity to
Yeah.
cooler, more fun jobs like that. Who doesn't want to go to work on a boat? So
You're a
um,
California guy. Of course you do. So
I'm
you
a
love
Cal,
water.
yeah, I do. Yeah, I mean, I surfed for a little bit, but I would love to just have that opportunity. So when I found this company, it was very much a startup and we were still expanding, but we needed marketing materials. And then when you work for a startup company, there's not that many people on your team. I was the marketing guy. So it was up to me to film, photograph, the products, put them online, and then I have to start shooting more products, and then I have to start putting advertisements out there. And because I had a background in the marketing world, working for bigger agencies, I understood what that was looking like. You need money for an advertisement. If you want to have a 30-second ad on Hulu, that is between five to $10,000. So not a lot of people have that much money. You can start small with print, traditional advertising. You can start with social media advertising. That's probably one of the more popular, even more most effective advertising methods right now. But because I was the marketing guy, I did every single job. At a startup, there's only 10 people working there, and one guy's packing boxes, one guy's engineering, one guy's doing the books, one guy's on the phone making sales. I'm the guy taking photos and putting ads out there. Now, our company, it is an underwater power tool company, so not that many people need it. But the people that do need it, they are willing to spend money on these products. One product that we sell could be $3,000. So it's not just for the average end user that's going to have this in the garage or at home. It's a very specialized product. Now, because we have a very specialized product and the people that need it are willing to spend money on this, they gave us that edge. And then we were able to buy our own factory. And this was where it got a little bit more interesting. If you were to have a new product, Lisa, like if you had an idea to make a new type of sunglass, um, that's a little bit different, you can't just go buy a factory to manufacture these things. You probably might find some sort of factory or manufacturer in a different country where it can be done very affordably.
Yeah,
We were
outsource
able
it.
to we were able to buy our own factory, have our own employees, set up our own stations, our own machines, and that was the biggest thing. We were able to own and control everything. So every product that leaves our factory, we actually made it. It was not by a third party. And that was the biggest thing where I was able to help be a part of the manufacturing and the global logistics. And I got to deeper and deeper and deeper into this world. So fast forward to today, I'm barely involved in the marketing. I'm more involved in the manufacturing and global logistics.
Oh, awesome. That is a big, now what, this is fascinating that it sounds like Nemo pretty much created this product category, that they're in a very niche market, but it's a very unique product that you offer the person who needs something like this. Um, would you say that's accurate that, NEMO Power Tools essentially created this category?
Yes, coincidentally, our founder, his name is Nemo, so that's where it's
I
very,
saw
very
that on the
suitable.
website. I love that.
Now he's a genius. He's a brilliant engineer, um, but he's an engineer and he doesn't want to run a company. He just wants to invent new technology. So that's why when I found a startup that needed a marketing, it left every door open for me to move up because there was nobody else running this global company. There were other people helping here and there, but over the years, because I had so much experience in getting a product to market and on shelves, I was able to there was nobody stopping me from making sure that these products leave the factory, get on a boat, take however long to get to either Europe or to Long Beach, California, where the ports are. And then we are able to, that's where I really shine. Once it hits America, how do you get it on a Target shelf or a Walmart shelf for retail? That is where I come in because I've spent so much time getting my products in front of eyes, trade shows. Using AI has been a crazy, crazy helpful thing. Part
Hmm.
of me hates myself because I'm a photographer. I love art. I love the craft of something. I'm a creative. And then when you think of AI just coming in and taking over, it kind of kills the soul a little bit, but it's so helpful. And if you don't learn it, then you're going to fall behind. And I've been telling all my team members that I've been hiring, you know, I'm hiring a person because they're good at graphic design. They know how to draw. Keep that, but know the new tools as well, or else we're going to fall behind.
Absolutely. I'm 150% there with you, but I love the fact that you are a creative at heart, but you've embraced the technology and AI to move forward and be even more successful. How long has the company been around? Because you keep referencing it as it was a startup, you know, how many years has it been in existence?
We had a prototype of the underwater tool in 2014, and it really hit the market in 2015 when we really started to mass produce these products.
Okay.
To give you a quick little peek behind the curtain, this entire company, nobody was really, our CEO, he was not a diver for any specific company or use. It came out of a request from the Navy. They had reached out, but they had put the word out, hey, we're looking for something where we can do maintenance or construction underwater. Now, if, and I had to learn a lot of this too, if you need to do that, you need to have a very expensive specialized gear where a scuba diver goes down and they need to run hoses for power and air, and it gets
Yeah.
very, very expensive and messy.
And
So
messy.
what we
Yeah.
messy. So our CEO, founder, he's like, I think I can figure this technology out. And he spent a couple of years and he invented new technology. We got it patented. So it's been about 11 years since we've been on the market.
Right. So it sounds like you sell B2C and B2B.
We are a B2B company. Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Oh,
because
you referenced Target and getting on the shelf. I didn't know if that was just an example, but I mean, do you sell to consumers at all, or is this hardcore B2B?
well, if you know, we've tried to pitch this to Home Depot or Lowe's. Not a lot of people are willing to spend $3,000 on a drill.
Right.
However, in the past, I have been able to bring other technology to large box retailers in the technology space. With this company, we are B2B because
Got
we
it.
had to tap into a network of distributors that already work with this very
Right.
specialized world.
Right. Exactly. So tell me a little bit about your marketing strategy, because like I said, this is fascinating that, 10 years ago, you guys were a startup, you bought your manufacturing facility. Um, and you created a new product category out there essentially. How do you get the word out there? How do you educate people on your product and its unique offering?
Yeah. So when you have a new product, there are almost zero competitors. There are other things that people have done in the past. Like I said, you have to run hoses and it gets really messy and it's very difficult. But when you have that beautiful, clear message, oh, this can be done now. I maybe it had been a problem for so many people and we're finally offering a solution. So most of my company are extremely young, and I hire people almost directly out of the local university here. I love young talent. I love to learn something all the time from somebody else. I'm flying around to different marketing conferences and AI and tech conferences to see what's new and what's going on. But the biggest thing was, and this was a very big learning curve for me, was I never really had the luxury of capital for marketing and advertising. With this company, we had already made some sales because we had worked with the U.S. Navy,
Right.
so we had a little bit of budget to market these things. So when I go diving and I can take photos or videos of something that could have never been done before, that was the biggest thing. I now had budget to blast this on the internet. I have some numbers here. In the last several years, let's say 3 years, these are numbers from 2025 to 2020. I spent $248,000 just on Facebook and Instagram advertising. So I'm one of the guys responsible for making Facebook so have so much money because if I can target people that showing something that doesn't exist and the solution to a problem, then I can turn that 250,000 into 500,000. And this was a very, very unique thing for me. I'd never played around with that much money before. I gave myself a budget when I first started. Okay, Joe, you're going to spend $5,000 for this month. See if you can make $6,000. That is the one thing that a lot of people that are maybe have a small startup or just starting their business, they don't always have $10,000 to play around with.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're cash constrained.
When you're cash constrained, you don't always have the ability to scale quickly. So what I have been doing, because I'm always on the lookout for new technology, I'm asking questions, I'm Googling, and now I'm AIing. How can I advertise best? Walk me through every step of the way. Tell me what to click, what should I put, because every ad you run needs a specific location, keywords, audience, description. So all of these things were huge learning lessons for me. Now I'm not just shooting the product, I'm advertising the product. And now, because I am responsible for, $250,000, I'm essentially running sales for this company. That money is going back into manufacturing and engineering.
Awesome. So you're speaking my language here. Keywords, visibility. Interesting that Facebook and Insta have been so successful for you. Um, I would imagine video content is instrumental. I mean, having a visual, I mean, an image, but also a demonstration of what this can do underwater. Um, is that true?
Well, yeah. Well, the great thing is, one, there's no competitor. Two, when you see somebody doing something that could have not been achieved before, the video, I can't explain how much more ROI I have seen on video advertisements than single images. And I think that's
Yeah,
true across the board for almost every company. I'll go back to this advertisement right here. This doesn't need a full video 30-second ad. Okay, we understand what this is. I don't even have to tell you what this is. You know what
right.
it is. Just the constant reminder of an audience seeing that is good enough for them, because my products are so unique and they're engaging, and you need to have video has been such a huge thing for us, and we're seeing this. I'll use this example post 2020, when everybody is moving to computers and phones, with the advent of new social platforms and TikTok and Snapchat and all of these things, people want to see ads. They don't even know they want to see ads,
Right.
because this is a consumer nation. People will buy things just because they see something quick and easy online. And now everything on an advertisement is an impulse buy. It's not just the Hershey bar down at the grocery store anymore at the last second. It could be a product on an ad that they saw. Oh, I could use this maybe. And they'll want to buy it.
Absolutely. I have a few of those purchases arriving today. So
You do. I hope you actually use these and need these things, and they're good quality too.
I think so. That's still TBD. So,
Yeah.
so how important is distributor education? Again, you're in such a niche industry, you're going after niche users for niche uses. And you mentioned selling through distributor networks. How important is it to educate that network for you so they can sell your product effectively?
That is huge. Yes, absolutely. No, we had made the decision to go B2B exclusively, just because we are, one, a small team. Two, we are not the actual end users ourselves. Now we're, we created the technology and the products, and we know how to get these things out there. However, we are not actually the end users. So that's kind of one thing. When I did join this company, I had the luxury of being able to learn to scuba dive, which was very fun. To go out on boats and go swimming a lot, and it's if you have to go to work, you gotta have a little bit of play too.
Sounds like a fun job. So,
But it's also, I'm flying around this country to events and meet with our distributors, because they have to know who we are. They have to know how to use the product. They have to see the product. So I'm going to trade shows all the time, which is a great opportunity for me to meet not just our distributors, but the sub dealers under them. Oh, hey, I own this store in Omaha, Nebraska, and I sell your products. And then to me, much to my chagrin, I had no idea this company even existed. And then I get to have this relationship with them and explain to them, this is the new product, this is what how it works, this is the new technology. Again, we are constantly creating photos and videos all the time for things like this. Here in our facility, we're creating how-to videos. We have to continue to do this and crank this stuff out, because
Right.
if not, we're going to get calls all the time about something they don't know how to work the product.
Right. So, how has technology and globalization impacted your company's growth? Because again, you're such a niche business. I'm sure your business is not built on Southern California. How has that impacted your growth?
Yeah, it has been one challenging. Globalization of any company, you're going to have to at some point need human beings on the ground in those certain places. I can't just start putting John Smith on camera speaking English and expect some guy in Africa to understand and see what's going on. Um, tr- Technology has been great because one, I get to advertise to a place that is far, maybe let's just say Romania. I don't know. And then
Mhm.
Romania, if I got, all American John Smith on camera talking about a power drill, technology can come in and translate in real time how that video can be perceived to a Romanian audience. And, when I first started, I was hiring human beings to do live translations, to interpret for me. Hey, record in Romanian, watch this English speaking video and record it in Romanian so I can reach a bigger audience. And I was doing this for a lot of countries until I found a good enough software technology that did it for me. And it was extremely cheap. I would pay maybe $100 once rather than $200 a person across 20 different countries. So if I can advertise specifically in Bulgaria or Romania or let's say Papua New Guinea, then I don't need to have people on the ground. I just need to advertise to that specific retailer or distributor in those countries. And that has been a huge, huge game changer for us. And
Yeah, sounds
almost
like it.
in 2 years, we were able to scale globally.
That's awesome. What an amazing story. Where do you see so much has happened and it's mind-boggling. I mean, you look very young, but you've
Thank
essentially
you.
had two very successful careers. I'm not quite sure how you did that. But where do you see the biggest opportunities ahead for NEMO Power Tools? I mean, clearly you've gone a very far distance in a short amount of time as a company. But are there untapped industries? Is awareness still the biggest challenge? Where do you see the opportunities moving forward?
Yeah. Um, well, yes, thank you. I am on the younger side for sure. However, I think I'm just along with my other global team, we're all workaholics. We love what we do, and I love learning these things. I love being able to figure out weird challenges like this. And that's why the Nemo Power, when I first saw Nemo Power Tools needed photo and video years and years ago, I saw that as a fun challenge. If I can film underwater, that would be fun and work because I love working and I love photographing, and I've been clearly I'm flying around the world to figure out getting our products everywhere. The next thing, so I mentioned about 10 minutes ago, we have a CEO and founder who just wants to invent new technology. He's not really interested in flying to trade shows and meeting with dealers and distributors. That's not really his thing. He just wants to sit in his garage and tinker, which is it's a beautiful mind.
And
Um,
invent.
you need those guys. He just wants to sit alone and build in his workshop. He invented another new technology several years ago called Grabo, which is now the brother sister company to the NEMO Power Tools brand. Bravo is the only, another world's only electric suction cup. We have the patent to the electric suction cup. There's been suction cups before, but nobody ever put a vacuum motor on it. So this new thing is the new company, and now we're faced with a new challenge because there's zero competitors to this thing. Now we have the blessing and the curse of doubling our work. So
Right.
that is we're doing some very unique things over here, because these are niche markets, but people can use these things globally. And now we're starting all over again with the new thing.
That's exciting. So I always like to end with this question. When you look back on your career so far, who's someone you especially are grateful for that helped you get where you are?
Wow. Let's see here. I'm going to credit um, my college English professor. I studied English, um, and this goes back to the top of the conversation. I played music for a little while,
Right. Oh,
several
I
years.
forgot about that. You were a
Yeah.
touring for music. You were also high-end photographer and now this third career. So
Yeah. No, it's they've all been very fun. I'm very, very blessed. But my English professor, I was starting college. I was going to college originally for medical, and I had an opportunity. I got a phone call one day saying, "Hey, Joe, my band just got signed to a record label. We're going on a world tour. We need a musician to join the band." And oh my God, yes, I would love that opportunity. I was 17 years old, and I took it to my English professor, whom I love. His name is Paul Bowers, and I think he's retired now. But I took it to him, and he said, "Joe, college will always be here. You got to go. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Not a lot of people are going to get paid to travel the world and play music. Do it now, and we'll be here waiting for you when you're ready." And because I did that, that set me on the path. I played music, I traveled, I had a camera around my side. Every country I went to, I was able to come home, get work in Hollywood and New York. Thus, now I am traveling the world with a power tool brand.
so I have to ask one question. What was the genre of the band that you were touring with?
I don't know if you're going to like it. It is heavy metal.
Heavy metal. So you're truly a rock star. I
I
mean,
was,
you're
let's put it that way. Yeah, I was,
okay.
and it was very fun. I do love and miss it, but I
I can
love
imagine.
what I do
What a
now.
great opportunity. And I think that was spot on advice that your professor gave you. Because universities and colleges are always there, but that ride the wave on that
Mhm.
stardom with the rock band, which is
Yeah.
exactly what you did. So this has been a fascinating conversation, Joe, and thank you again for joining me. I think a lot of listeners are going to walk away realizing that entire industries and innovations are happening that most people never even think about. And NEMO Power Tools is definitely one of those companies. Thank you again for joining us on In Good Company, where relationships drive results. This episode is brought to you by WSI Results. We help manufacturers and industrial companies improve visibility across Google, AI search, ChatGPT, and today's evolving digital landscape through SEO, strategy, and search everywhere optimization. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to joining you again next time. Thank you again, Joe.
Thanks for listening to In Good Company, where relationships drive results, with Lisa Kilray. Be sure to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, stay connected and keep building relationships that drive results.